Welcome to the Power of the 50 Plus, presented by AARP and produced by Politico Focus. I'm Ann Compton, and I'm coming to you live from the Andrew Carnegie Free Library and Music Hall in downtown Carnegie, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh. I'm here with 12 voters, most of whom will be voting on November 6th. But these are not just any voters. All of the men and women seated behind me are 50 years of age or older, and if history repeats itself in this cycle, they are part of the most decisive voting group in what is shaping up to be a heated midterm election that will determine the fate of the Republican policy agenda or the Democratic takeover. Do you think you're voting for the issues? Are you driven by the candidate? Or in this election, are you moved by your views about the president?
Absolutely all. I want a candidate that's going to reflect my policies, my values.
We want to hear the person that sounds reasonable. We want to hear the politician that has thought things through.
I feel like the last several elections, I don't necessarily think we've had great choices.
I voted for Trump. I'll just say it flat out. Not because I particularly like him, but I just disliked Hillary that much more.
I think all of us seem to feel that the divisions in this country are harmful, they're not good, they're not productive. Does it make it more imperative for you to get to the poll and get people in who will start being a little bit more constructive?
I think no matter what age you are, you should vote. I'm a Vietnam veteran. And at that time, we weren't politically divided the way we are today.
What we've found is the discourse has become so mean and so hateful. The old rules are applying. Don't discuss politics, don't discuss religion.
Do you feel the U.S. economy has improved over the past few years, gotten worse, or stayed about the same?
Well, the statistics tell you that it has gotten better.
I know a lot of people that have jobs and they work hard, some with 2 jobs, but the wage is not enough to take care of your family.
I think the unemployment is a little deceiving because people might have a job, but they're underemployed. We have college graduates making $10 an hour.
Do you have faith Social Security is going to be a help for you?
I'm not planning on getting it because I don't think it'll be there.
Social Security will always be there because the American people, everybody is due Social Security, and we're not going to let that go away.
We're not.
The one word that really upsets me with Social Security that they associate it with is entitlement. It's not an entitlement. You have to look out for the good of everybody. And we put our share in. Now we have to rely on the younger generations to put their share in.
Is this an issue that congressional candidates need to be talking about?
Yes.
How confident are you that you will be able to keep the lifestyle or reach a lifestyle that you want to keep? Worried?
Well, actually, we have a financial planner, but I don't think everybody has that.
My husband and I have considered no Social Security. We've saved. My fear is I'll end up in a nursing home and that will all go out the window because a year or 2 and your whole savings is gone.
Do you feel that either party has answers on health care?
No, because they're too politically divided. They're in their own corners.
I don't think we can trust the politicians to fix it because the healthcare providers are probably one of the biggest lobbyists in the nation.
I was a nurse. I mean, that's what I did.
That's right.
I feel like it has to be a combination of the government and private.
Do you feel that the government understands that the consumers need a better system on prescription drug prices?
I don't think the government cares because the pharmaceutical companies are feeding all this money.
The politicians, I think, are just so far out of touch because they don't live by the same set of rules that we do. The lobbyists give them so much money that they listen more to them than they do their constituents.
All the while, the United States pays far more in drug costs for the same drug than anywhere else in the world. The Affordable Care Act, AKA Obamacare, was a start.
I don't care about getting a tax reduction, okay, in my taxes this year. I care more about my health care expenses going down.
in a sentence or two, what America means to you.
I believe this is the greatest country on the planet.
We're all different opinions, and we can come together in some sort of consensus. That's what America means. But that's fallen apart in our leadership.
Many different ethnicities, races, religions can live together and ideally have the same equal opportunity.
I think it's wonderful that we can all sit here. We don't all agree with each other.
Right.
I wish our congressmen and congresswomen and senators could do the same.
Could you raise your hand if you still remain hopeful about this country's future as a united nation? Could you raise your hand if you think we have more in common as Americans than divides us? And finally, can you raise your hand if you plan to vote in November?
Definitely.
Already did.
When the balance of power in Congress is up for grabs this November, one thing remains clear. If candidates want to win, they'd be wise to pay attention to 50-plus voters and the issues they care about. Please stay tuned as we see if the power of these 50-plus voters takes hold once again this November.